Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.
Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabeto Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the Alphabeto. In our previous lessons, we covered 8 letters of the Greek alphabet. Do you remember them? They were alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, pi, and sigma, right? Some of these letters were very familiar to English speakers, and a couple of them were new. I'm sure that you didn't have any problem remembering and writing them, so in this lesson we will learn 2 more, one very familiar and one rather exotic. Our first letter is a vowel, ita, which makes an E sound. Like I said before, the writing will look familiar, at least in the uppercase form, since it's the same as the English H. The uppercase ita is handwritten like this. Ita. And this is what the lowercase ita looks like. It kind of looks like a lowercase h, but with the vertical line shortened. It is handwritten like this. Ita. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. This character is pretty easy, since the similarities to the English H are big, aren't they? So let's step up the difficulty with our second letter, the strange-looking psi. You may have heard it in English called psi. There is no corresponding sound in English. It makes a ps sound, like P and S said at the same time. Here's the uppercase psi. It looks like the trident, the symbol of the Greek god of the sea, Poseidon, doesn't it? If you ever forget how to pronounce this letter, just remember, psi is for Poseidon and his trident. It is handwritten like this. Psi. And this is what the lowercase psi looks like. It's the same as the uppercase psi, but written lower on the line with the vertical line going below it. It is handwritten like this. Psi. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Did you get it? It's not so hard, right? You just write something like a U and then add a vertical line. We now know 10 letters. That's almost half of the Greek alphabet, and the possibilities for new words increase exponentially with each new letter. Let's try our hand in 3 new words, all using the exotic psi. Let's have a look at them. The first is psito, meaning roast, as in psitokreas or roast meat. Let's write this together. Psito. Not that hard, is it? And speaking of psito or roast, what do you need to put it in the oven? A tapsi or pan. Let's write this one. Tapsi. Do you feel up for something a little more complicated? How about the word elegant? In Greek, this is komψos. And even though writing it isn't that hard, saying it is a little tricky, since you have to combine the m and the ps sounds. For the moment though, let's concentrate on the writing part. Komψos. One grammatical note. Komψos is masculine, so you can use it only for masculine nouns. For feminine nouns, it would be komψi, while for neutral nouns, komψo. Let's do a brief recap of everything we learned so far. We have alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, pi, sigma, eta, and psi. Okay? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. You might have noticed that this lesson's eta sounds exactly like the iota we learned in lesson 2. Why is that? Well, it has to do with the complicated history of eta. At first, it is generally believed to be pronounced like a long version of epsilon and sounded like e. After the classical period, however, its sound started to change and merged with iota, as did another letter. Trust me, you don't want me to go on. Just learn them as e, like all Greeks, and you'll be perfectly fine. So, do you want to learn how to write the name of our home planet? In this lesson, you learn how to write half of it. In our next Alphabeto Made Easy lesson, you will learn the other half. Don't miss it. Yahara! Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabeto Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the Alphabeto. Great job on making it this far! After this lesson, you will have learned half of the Greek alphabet. Yes, in this lesson we will learn our 12th letter. That is 12 out of 24. Let's do a quick review of our previous letters. They were alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, pi, sigma, eta, and psi. Have you been practicing them? So I'm sure you have figured out their small quirks and are ready for 2 more. One very similar to English and one unique to Greek. Let's start from the exotic one. It is the consonant gamma, which makes a g sound and might be a little difficult for English speakers since it doesn't have an exact English equivalent. Most people treat it like a G, but it is softer, more like the Y sound in you or young. Here's the uppercase form of gamma. Gamma. And here's the lowercase form of gamma. This might seem a little difficult to remember since there is no similarity between the uppercase and the lowercase form, so all you can do is learn it by heart. It is handwritten like this. Gamma. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Okay, the hard part is over, so let's get to something more familiar. How about the S sound, as in the English them? In Greek, it's represented by the vowel epsilon. Here is the uppercase version. It is handwritten like this. Epsilon. And this is what the lowercase epsilon looks like. It's not that different than the uppercase epsilon, just more rounded, sort of like how you would write a backwards 3. It is handwritten like this. Epsilon. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Not that hard, was it? I mean, you already knew the uppercase from English. As for the lowercase, well, it's just a squiggly line, isn't it? Let's use something new and something old to write a short but very important word. It is yi, and it means earth. It's written using today's gamma and lesson 5's eta. Here we go. Yi. This was short, so let's write something longer, like full. In Greek, it's yamatos, and it's written like this. γεμάτος. Notice though that this is the masculine form. For the feminine, you should use γεμάτη, and for the neutral, γεμάτο. So let's recap the first half of the Greek alphabet. Alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, pi, sigma, eta, psi, gamma, and epsilon. These are all familiar by now, right? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. Like I said in the beginning, we have covered half of the Greek alphabet. This is no small feat, and I hope you feel proud. Even though we're still missing some important letters, the ones we have covered so far are enough to be able to read and write hundreds of Greek words, so please don't neglect your reading and practicing. Furthermore, I'd like to suggest something. Using the letters you know, try to read a Greek text and try to guess the ones you don't. It might sound strange, but it will help your Greek because it will hone your instinct for the language. Besides air, food, and water, there is something else you cannot live without. Can you guess what it is? The answer and the way to write it is in the next Alphabeto Made Easy lesson, so don't miss it. Γεια χαρά!
If you're learning a language, the words and phrases that will come easiest to you will always be the ones you're interested in, whether it's words with bad or funny meanings or phrases about yourself, such as where you're from or how old you are. So what if you could make your own printable vocabulary worksheets so you could review and practice writing out the words that you're interested in? How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. Well, stick around. In today's guide, you'll discover 1. How to assemble your own word and phrase lists, 2. How to create your own printable worksheets, and much more. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. While you're learning the language, you should keep in mind what exactly you want from this language. Do you want to talk about yourself, your hobbies, or understand TV or music? Why? Because you'll naturally learn faster if you're learning about what you're interested in. So, here's how you can assemble your own personal vocab lists. 1. As you go through our lessons on the pathway, you'll likely come across words and phrases you want to remember. You could write them down, or you can send them to the word bank, which is a premium feature where you can store words and phrases for later review. So look for the Add to Word Bank button on the lesson page. 2. You can also save words and phrases from our free vocabulary list to the word bank as well. You can sort through hundreds of vocabulary lists by topics such as weather, hobbies, talking about your day, and more. So you can find words that you're interested in. And then click on Add All to Word Bank. Here's how you can make your own worksheets. Just go to the vocabulary menu and select Word Bank. There, you'll see your collection of words and phrases. Just click on Printer-Friendly version to print them out. You can also click Export Word Bank. If you've organized and labeled your words into categories such as verbs and adjectives, you can select that label and export it as a PDF. Then, go ahead and print the file out. You can use this worksheet to review the words or even write on it. So, if you just want ready-made printable worksheets and cheat sheets, then you can always unlock our free conversation and vocabulary PDF cheat sheets and PDF writing worksheets. These resources are free for members of our language learning system. So, if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools.
everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabet Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the Alphabeto. In the last 3 lessons, we covered 6 letters: alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, and omicron, which I'm sure you remember very well since they are almost identical to the English A, M, T, I, K, and O. So this time I thought we could try something a little more challenging. How about 2 letters unique to Greek in appearance? It might sound difficult, but I think you can manage. Our first letter is the consonant P. It sounds exactly the same as the English letter P, but it's written in a different way. Let's have a look at it. Here is what the uppercase P looks like. It is handwritten like this: P. And this is how the lowercase p looks like. It's almost the same as the uppercase P, but you notice that the horizontal line is a little longer. It is handwritten like this: P. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. For anyone who has done math, the lowercase p will seem immediately familiar since it's the famous impossibly long number starting with 3.14. Most English speakers call it pi, but now you know its real name is p. It comes from the first letter of the Greek word peripheria, meaning the circumference of a circle. But enough with math! You're here to learn how to write Greek, right? So let's move on to our second letter for this lesson. It's another consonant, but very important to the writing of the Greek language. In English, it's often called sigma, but in Greek, it's sigma and makes a s sound. Interestingly enough, this letter has 3 forms, 1 in uppercase and 2 in lowercase. It's the only letter with this peculiarity, and this happens because it is often used as a final letter in Greek, which is when you use the third shape. This is what the uppercase sigma looks like. It is handwritten like this: sigma. And here's the lowercase sigma. It's like an omicron, but with a small line protruding to the right. It is handwritten like this: sigma. And this is what the ending sigma looks like. It is similar to the English S, isn't it? It is handwritten like this: sigma. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. Here's the lowercase form. And here's the ending sigma. Now let's see what we can do with the letters we have learned so far. In our first lesson, we used mi and alpha to write mama, or mom, right? So how about we write the Greek word for dad? With the letters from this lesson, we have everything we need. The word is babas. Let's write it. Babas. If you notice that mi and p together actually sound like b, you were right. In Greek, we don't have a separate letter for the sound b, so we form it using mi and p. This is a little bit complicated, but we'll go over it in detail in the last lesson of this series, which is all about double consonants. Don't worry, if you learn the single letters, double ones won't be a problem, I promise. Is there something more simple we can write with these letters? Well, there is. Actually, something very useful. How about the word poto, meaning drink, as in πάμε για ένα ποτό, or let's go for a drink. Here it is, poto, and it's handwritten like this: poto. Okay, you've made it through 4 lessons. Let's have a look at all the letters we have learned. Alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, pi, and sigma. Not bad, huh? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. An alphabet has many letters, but not all letters are created equal. The letters you've learned so far are the most commonly used in Greek. So even though you only know a third of the letters, you'll be able to read a lot more than a third of Greek texts. The ending sigma, in particular, pops up a lot. Try this. Print some text from a Greek website and mark all the ending sigmas red. How many did you count in one page? Up until now, we've seen familiar letters. Are you ready for an exotic-looking one? There is a letter resembling the symbol of the legendary Greek god of the sea, Poseidon. Care to see how it looks? Check out our next Alphabeto Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά! Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabeto Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the Alphabeto. In our previous 2 lessons, we covered 4 letters: alpha, mi, taf, and iota. Have you been practicing them? Today we'll learn 2 more. After this, we will have covered a quarter of the Greek alphabet. So let's go! Our first letter this time is again a consonant, kappa. Its sound is k, and it looks like this. Here's an uppercase kappa. Yes, it's the same as the English K. It is handwritten like this, kappa. And this is what the lowercase kappa looks like. Like taf, it's easier than the lowercase English K since it's an uppercase K, but smaller. It is handwritten like this, kappa. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Let's move on to our second letter for this lesson. This is a vowel called omicron, which makes the sound O. Again, this will look very familiar since its appearance is the same as the English O, both in uppercase and lowercase. This is what the uppercase omicron looks like, exactly the same as the English O. It is handwritten like this, omicron. And this is what the lowercase omicron looks like. Nothing to remember, right? It is handwritten like this, omicron. Let's do that again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Is there something we could do with just kappa and omicron? Not much besides the all too familiar OK. Yes, Greeks use that too, especially in internet communication. You just write the 2 letters together as you would in English, and also like English, it's better to write them in uppercase. Let's write it together, shall we? OK. OK is, well, OK. But let's try a word that uses letters from all the past lessons. Kati, which means something. For example, in the sentence θέλω να φάω κάτι, meaning I want to eat something. Let's write this word together. Kati. Another word also useful in everyday communication is the word komati, meaning piece, as in θέλω ένα κομμάτι πίτα. I want a piece of pie. Let's write komati using all the letters we have learned by now. Komati. As you can see, in komati, the mi is doubled. This happens for grammatical reasons we explain in our language lessons on GreekPod101.com. You have been studying them too, right? So let's see all the letters we have learned so far. Alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, and Omicron. Not that hard, are they? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. You may have noticed that the letters up to this point are not that hard since variations of them appear in the English alphabet. But please remember that the small differences are important. Even though most Greeks will understand a lowercase kappa written just like a lowercase English k, the correct way to write it is with a shorter vertical line. Don't neglect this detail. It will make your Greek writing much more natural. Before I leave you, here's a question. What is the world's longest number? Everybody knows it by its Greek name, which isn't the name of a dessert. Got it? Check out our next lesson and learn what I'm talking about. See you in the next Alphabito Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.